Yes. It is a very great honor to be invited to this great country for the great conference. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the leadership of this conference, and then the UMT Rector, and then Dean of UMTs, the School of the Business, and the great guests here. Well, today, I would like to share with my experiences as a Dean of International Education's Institute of the Education and Management at my university, and also as a former Director of International Student Recruitment and Programs at the University of Minnesota in the United States. So I would like to share my experiences with you, and in order for you to get the ideas how we can support to SMEs, small and medium enterprises in terms of higher education institutions. Could you go to the next slide, please? Yes. I was a little bit confused. It is just like the hello address or my presentation turns or not. So she confirmed me this is my presentation turns. So, and then also I would like to confess one more thing, that is when I prepared these presentations for the last months, I went through significant amount of literature review because I didn't know pretty much about Pakistan's small and medium enterprises. And then I found out very interesting several points about small and medium enterprises in Pakistan. My knowledge about this sector is not deep as like yours, but I would like to share today, well, there's a little bit of the fresh point of view as an international observers. Like this mentions from the homepage of the SMEDA, the small and medium enterprises takes a very meaningful and a significant role in terms of economy of the Pakistan. So today I would like to discuss the two things with you about how we can support small and medium enterprises as the international or the higher education sectors in terms of curriculum. Some of you realize already, wow, this is about the fundamental concept of internationalization of the business or internationalization of the education. Yes, it is. I would like to start from the very big area to focus on, take a step into the more practical way. Standardization, localization is the two keywords today of my presentation. Could you click next, please? Could you go to the former slides, please? Just click on the one by one. Yes. Okay. Good. The first one. Under the standardization, I would like to suggest one more practical way to support small and medium enterprises in the Pakistan, that is strengthen technology education and localization, educate innovative entrepreneur. The concept of innovative entrepreneur is a little bit different from entrepreneurship or the traditional concept of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship or the entrepreneur, traditionally we have thought about it's only about the startups. But actually there are many different entrepreneurs in terms of innovation. Based on a great research published by Harvard Review, and then this name of innovative DNA, they classify 4 different innovators in the category of entrepreneurships. Number 1, startups, and then number 2, corporate entrepreneurs, which means amongst the current big businesses, they would like to make meaningful changes. And then number 3, product entrepreneurs, And then number 4, process innovative entrepreneurs. Small and medium enterprises could be categorized in startup, product innovative entrepreneurs, and process innovative entrepreneurs. Then how these innovative entrepreneurs can support the strong circumstances or the strong atmospheres of the small and medium enterprises in the Pakistan. I would like to discuss more in the next slide. Standardization. This is the very much practical steps. When I was review literature, I got the good information from the SMEDA homepage, and then I found out the importance small and medium enterprises areas very much related to textile business, and then agricultural business, and germs, and then a trade. However, I thought like this: in order for Pakistanis small and medium enterprises to work with international companies, and then have international investors to the Pakistan to nurture the better or the support the financial aid to the needs of the small and medium entrepreneurs in the Pakistan, I think one of the key important function of the university is to educate the technology. So this is the world skills competition. The look back to Korean education systems and then how higher ed supports small and medium enterprises several decades ago in South Korea. We focus on heavily invest to send our young technicians to the world skills competitions. I found out that Pakistan joined the world skills competitions last year, and then now Pakistan's young technicians will participate that competitions. Why it is important? It increases international visibilities. Let's think about like this. If you are an international investors, you want to pick up one of the places to invest to build up to a factory from Japan or the Korea. Now Korean companies, they are heavily invest on their money to the Vietnams. But if I thought about it to choose one of the Vietnamese companies or one of the Pakistani company, I would like to consider several factors. Number 1, can I get highly skilled young task forces in the countries? Or can I get a good support from the government? Or someone like, can I get a good friendship from colleagues in the Pakistan? There are many questions about that. Related to the first questions, can I get the good, well-trained, skilled young technicians? It's very critical, very important. If I cannot get those kind of young, very high skilled task forces, I will not make a decision to come to Pakistan. Pakistan's traditional small and medium enterprises are very important to support Pakistan economy. But I would like to talk about to make one more big jump to the future. In order to make a big jump to the future, Pakistan's small and medium enterprises should work with international firms, international companies. Then you need to show how you are ready. So, as a higher education institution, I would like to suggest to take a very careful, scrutinizing research about the field of the world skill competition, and then integrated this area to your curriculum. Then you can educate young, very well-skilled, very well-educated young technicians to supply to the small and medium enterprises in the Pakistan to work with international firms. I had a good news. One of the Korean car makers, they are opening their factories in Pakistan, near Lahore. In order for them to make a car, they cannot handle whole procedures or they cannot make whole parts. They need to work with the small and medium enterprises. Okay. At least 1,000. So this is the very critical for you to offer the education to small and medium enterprises. Another one, the next one is entrepreneurs. But not just entrepreneurs, it's innovative entrepreneurs. What is innovative entrepreneurs? The traditionally textile apparel, horticultural, fisheries, granites, marble, ceramics, and agricultures. And let's think about this. The Toyota dealers, what about making supermarket, Italian restaurants, in the mortgage, in the auto shop in the Pakistan? Are those innovative? I would like to show you this. Why don't we have Pakistan Apple, Pakistan Google, Amazon, Procter & Gamble, eBay, Salesforce.com, or Awesome, or Monsanto in Pakistan? Why I'm mentioning about this? That everybody says about Pakistan the great potential of the growth and development. The one thing is demographical characteristics. 230 million people are here, and about 60% of the populations are young people. Why was can I make this? Steve Jobs is not the person only in the United States. He can be born in the Pakistan as well. And then what do we need to do? What do we need to do to teach? I'm sorry about the typo. And then the number one, creativity, innovative education we need to do. And then business strategy, and also we need to focus on venture capitalism and the internationalization of the business. This is the curriculum what we need to teach. And then creative innovation, the challenging the status quo. We need to ask how we can change our current situation. And then we need to educate our leadership or our future young entrepreneurs to have many engines in their brain. This is the Medici effect. If you don't have many engines, knowledge engine in your brain, when you see something new, you cannot come up with the new bright ideas. Then questioning, observing, networking, experimenting. This is innovators Genius contest. And then the leadership education. This is one of the core concepts of education for innovative leaders. How can you support the small and medium enterprises? Let them fail. How many of you can remember Mozart's great notes? Or the Beethoven's great notes? London Symphony Orchestra was selected the 50 great classic notes several years ago when Mozart named 6 and Beethoven named 5. But how many of you remember how many notes Mozart composed? 600. Beethoven 650. Out of 600, only 6 notes as well-renowned, world-famous notes. So, if you don't allow people to fail, that means you cannot get the innovative entrepreneurs in this soil. And then the next, venture capitalism. It's very critical. Even if how great idea I have, you need to have money. So the venture capitalism is the way we can support. And the internationalization as well. Associating as one of the cognitive ability. When you see more, there is more possibility you can make the innovative changes. And then support R&D. Unfortunately, Pakistan has not supported to the R&D sectors meaningfully to the small and medium enterprises. This is the next project I think the Pakistani government and the university should solve. As a conclusion, in terms of international educators and university professors, I would like to share this kind of concepts with higher education and small and medium enterprises. And then I hope you guys can close the gap between the reality towards the future goal. Thank you very much.